Hi, everybody. Keepers of the Garden. Mwah. Hello. Welcome to Facebook Fridays. Here we are, Keepers of the Garden. It's a perfect, beautiful day to come and talk about this beautiful subject that I'm going to talk about today, and that is the art of letting go. When I was tuning in to what is the most liberating spiritual practice that I want to talk about, aside from loving yourself through anything, is practicing the art of letting go. Over the past 10 years on my spiritual path, this has been by far the most liberating practice, living in a state of surrender, living in a state of curiosity when there's so much change that's happening, that the practice is really letting go, learning how to live in that state and be led by the divine, be led by your greater self, be led by your intuition. That is the most liberating spiritual practice. And it's part of the self-emptying that we're all doing here, so that we can return back to our organic state, right? And that is after the ego, because this is the practice is really letting go, learning organic state, right? And that is what is happening here. Hi, Darlene. Thank you. Can you hear me okay? I don't know why my video was just recording it back to me. It says I'm recording. Hi, Darlene. Thanks for being here. I'm talking about letting go and practicing the art of letting go. So I definitely want to hear what your favorite mantras are, because I'm going to be sharing some mantras here in just a little bit. Hi, Darlene. Thanks for being here. And also, what is it right now that you are letting go? What is it that you're releasing? What is it that, what's your favorite practice? Because every single day right now, it's not just right now, but it's like in these days of great, great change. And as we're looking forward to going through 2019, talking about letting go and practicing the art of letting go. So I definitely want to hear in these days of great, great change. And as we're looking forward to... Hi, Charlene. I'm not sure what's happening to my Facebook video, but it keeps playing back what it is that I'm saying here. So it's interesting that it's doing that. I don't know what it's doing, but oh my gosh. So I'm just going to go with it. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Charlene. Awesome. You can hear me. Great. So I'm talking about practicing the art of letting go, right? Because, we've got so many things that we're involved in, so many things that we're doing. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are, if you might be going through a change in a relationship, or you might be looking for a job, or something that you're looking to manifest in your life, right? And if it's not showing up according to how fast you want it done or according to your timeline, living in a state of surrender is just one of the best practices, is continuously keep surrendering your will to divine will. Your time, divine's time, not your time. And being able to live in that state is just going to make it so much easier, because it's always the ego, right? It's always the ego that is wanting to make sure it's going to be okay, wanting to make sure that it's going to, it's because the ego is what's looking at, am I going to make it? Am I going to lose out? It's always the ego that is afraid it's going to lose. And it's the ego that wants to be in control. So living in a state of surrender is a way that you can work with your ego. One of the ways that I did it initially in the beginning, when I first started working with my ego, I would work with my ego in like, what was it, 90-day increments. And I would tell my ego, looking at, am I going to make it? Am I going to lose out? It's always the, I would work with my ego in like, what was it? I know you guys can hear this. I don't know why it's doing that. It keeps replaying everything I'm talking about, which is a little bit distracting. I almost want to go back out and come back in, but I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Hi, Barbara Rose. Yay. Thanks for being here. Barbara, Darlene, and Charlene. And so I'd love to hear what it is that you're releasing, what it is that you're letting go of, as we're all living in the practice, the art of letting go. So before I was talking about how when I first started my journey, and asking for the ego, which the ego is always wanted to make sure that you're okay, and that that everything, that it's going to have what it is that it needs, right? It's going to, that the bills are taken care of, and that the ego was always focused on survival and making sure that it's going to not run out. And so one of the things that I did is I asked for my ego to step aside and allow me, my spirit, to take over. And so it was a beautiful, conversation that I had initially when I first started out practicing the art of letting go. And that was to tell my ego, okay, listen, for the next 90 days or for the next 30 days, this is what I'm going to be doing. These are some of the changes that I'm going to be making. And I would really like your support. And I thank you so much for all the years that you've protected me, and all the years that you've made sure that I've had everything that I need. But right now, I'm taking over. My heart is taking over. Spirit is taking over. And I need for you to let me make some of those decisions without you screaming in my ear. And it was a really great process, because it was that inner communication that I would have with my ego to make sure that it is also heard, and also just so that I can stop that fight or flight situation. And with me having compassion for the ego and also including it, it really helped me a lot. It really helped me a lot. Thanks for the thumbs up on that. Yes, because being able to, let go of the grip, the fear that the ego has, living in a time of such great change right now. And, we all are being called to live from our heart and do what it is that we love, while at the same time still aligning with abundance and the organic timeline that we all came here to experience and live. And working with your ego is going to be a really, really great practice. And if you can work with it day in and day out, moment to moment, it's always going to make it easier. because what you're doing is you're letting go of all of the resistance. And by letting go of all of the resistance, you can move um, into a greater field of being able to receive, right? Because that's when the magic really can happen. That's when the miracles really can happen. Just the other day, I had so many things that I wanted to accomplish and get done. And I wanted to have it all yesterday, right? And so again, it was like, and it wasn't happening and it wasn't moving. And so that's when I realized, here's another one of those times right now, is to practice and let go. Practice and let go. And so I then turn to my inner guidance and say, it's not my will, it is the divine will. And by doing that, everything shifts and changes. And then suddenly the magic happens. And it's really, really exciting when you can live in that state, because you can really feel it. So Darlene, you said you're releasing resistance and moving forward in your business and getting out of your own way. And that really is a lot of what we all need to do, is get out of our own way. When we can trust that our will is in alignment with divine will, then it is the will of the divine for you to have what it is that you need, for you to be 100% supported, for you to have and experience the abundance that it is that you are looking to live and looking to experience. But it has to be according to divine timing and divine will. And we have to have a lot of room in our space and practice making room. So, letting go of control, which is a big one. Control is a big one, because we, again, it's the ego wants to control and make sure that it is going to have what it is that it needs. And the ego is what is afraid is it's going to lose out. And the cool thing about living in a surrendered state, and that's actually my favorite state to live in, is living in a surrendered state, living in an intuitive state, according to being in alignment with the will of the divine. And that's the only way to go. That's the place where we can experience true peace, where we can experience greater ease. And many of us right now are grounding that energy in, but we have to be able to let go, and we have to be able to trust. And that's part of this practice, letting go, self-emptying, releasing, surrendering thoughts, emotions, habits, whatever is no longer working for you. And that's why the Keeper of the Garden course, I created that to support everyone to release and let go. For 21 days, you get to 10 minutes a day, rewrite the story of your life according to how you see it. Every day, the universe is offering you opportunities to really get clear on what it is that you want, and let go of everything that's no longer serving you, and making that part of your practice. Emotional processing is included, clearing of the chakras, right? I am worthy, I am safe, I am abundant, I am good enough, I am creative, I am love. Those are all part of the daily practices that you're going to integrate with the Keeper of the Garden course. And the Keeper of the Garden course is located in this feed here. And also you can get it at my website at corneliastephanie.com. There's a tab, it says Keeper of the Garden. Go there and listen to day one on what it is that you get to listen to every single day for 21 days as you're practicing the art of letting go, releasing and letting go of what's no longer serving you, so that you can move into your heart's desire and experience greater ease, greater abundance, greater freedom, greater love, greater harmony in all areas of your life. And that is with you living in that state of being in alignment with divine will. And it's really the only way to go. It really is. You know, when we can totally release and let go, and knowing that we're going to be fine, and that we live in an abundant universe, and that everything is going to be okay. You've always been taken care of, and you always will. I would love to, let's see, what did Charlene say? I love that reminder. Wonderful. Yeah. Not my will, but looking at the big picture. Absolutely. Absolutely looking at the big picture. Because right now, if I look at 2019, I was going to say 2018. If I look at 2019 and I look at what is the greatest practice for us, and that's really practicing the art of letting go. Because through our organic experience of what we're going to be living with our physical bodies in creating our new paradigm, we have to be able to live in a state of surrender. We have to be able to live in trust, and to know that everything is going to be great. We have to bring that energy of abundance and ease and grace into each and every moment, and to surrender our will to the will of the divine. Not my will, but your will. That is the place to be. I want to thank you all for practicing this energy, and for being part of the Keeper of the Garden. Share it with everybody that you know. Thank you so much for shining your light and being part of this amazing new creation, as we're co-creating our new paradigm together from a place of abundance, ease, grace, and totally living in alignment with the will of the divine. So I want to say too that I'm getting ready to do a radio program right now after this Facebook Live, and it's going to be on with Dennis Gaither on the Living Heaven on Earth show. We're going to put the link right here in this Facebook feed right here. And you can, what is it about today? So Dennis is going to be talking about Hakomi. We did a show on Hakomi, the Hakomi presence. And that is, again, it's a mindful presence of being with another so that we can really love, honor, and nurture each other. And it's an experiential process. So be sure to tune into Living Heaven on Earth with Dennis Gaither at noon. And then at 1 o'clock, I am on the Millionaire Imprint for Women with Michelle Boss. And we're going to be talking about passive income, creating passive income, and living in financial freedom, and how to build your wealth. So these are all beautiful, beautiful practices as we are integrating greater ease, greater abundance, greater love, and greater harmony in our daily lives. So be sure to stay with us. You can also go to the Transformation Talk Radio website, and you can listen to the podcast there. And I will be seeing you all on Living Heaven on Earth, and also the Millionaire Imprint for Women with Michelle Boss. And I'll see you all there soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's see. Darlene says, sometimes I feel stuck and not sure when to embrace the masculine and be a go-getter, and when to be in the feminine and receive. Definitely different energies. So my take on that would be, Darlene, is to release and move into a state of surrender, and then again take action after that. Because it doesn't mean that we're not going to take action. We're still going to take action, but it's coming from a place of after you surrendered and let go, then move back into a state of taking action. Because you're still going to take action. You're still going to take that inspired action. And, that's not in fear. So, yay. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kornelia, for sharing your message. Helps a lot. Lots of love, you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye.